This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Littleton, Colorado. I'm here at the Unity Wholeness Center. For over a decade, she has been dedicated to your happiness, healing and helping folks in the greater Denver area. Suzanne, thanks so much for joining us here today. Let's start off a little bit. Basically, you've been here serving the area for about 10 years in Denver, but quite honestly, you have 35 years of experience in this field. Share with me a little bit, what got you involved helping people?
Well, a high school psychology class. I found psychology and I just loved it. Just learning that people have a sense that there's something wrong with them often. And through my work and my experience and my own work on myself, I have figured out how to help people correct that belief. I help them connect with the truth, their true self, their authentic self, and enable them to make their dreams come true. That's
wonderful.
the essence of what I do.
Let me ask you this. I mean, 35 years ago, are we as a society, are we more open to professional therapy now, hopefully, and people understand the need for it? And is that something you're experiencing?
Yes, I am definitely experiencing that. That people know, oh, I'm having problems in my work or with my partner or with my kids, and they want to know how to make that better.
Let me ask you this, before we get into some of the specialties that you provide, let's share a little bit some of the people that are coming through the doors. Are we talking about individuals, couples, families, or the whole nine yards?
Well, in a sense, the whole nine yards, because of my experience. I started out working with children, young children, then teenagers. When I got married, my husband and I went to couples counseling, and so I am one of the best couples counselors I know because we've done so much work where I've been sitting in the chair. And so my specialties, I guess, would be families, adults, and couples. But
pretty much across the board because you've done quite a bit. Let's do a little bit here on individuals. What are some of the challenges that people are facing that you're able to really meet them where they are and basically proceed down their journey with them?
Well, for individuals, it's like I have a lot of women that are coming in lately. And, they're in their late 40s, 50s, 60s as well, and some 70s and 80-year-olds. But, it's like there has to be more to life than what I'm experiencing right now. And so they come in and see me, and I help them really connect with their dreams. What do you want? What do you want in this last few chapters of your life? And also I help them heal any blocks to the expression of what they want. So that's one group of people I see. But I've also been seeing a lot of couples lately. Couples come in and they say, well, we have trouble communicating. And I tell them, well, you know what, you're ahead of the game because most people aren't even willing to admit that. But then I help them, I have great communication techniques, but also help get underneath what's causing the problem to begin with.
You're absolutely a relationship expert. Do you find that people have challenges or obstacles they've never gone through individually, and then lo and behold get married and complicates things a little bit? And are you able to help them through the communication process as a couple?
Oh, absolutely. And in this day and age, what we're finding is people don't get married for the same reasons they used to get married. I mean, a long time ago, maybe at the beginning of the century, it was more like, okay, you do this and I'll do this and we can survive. And now we don't have these survival issues going on. And so people want this deeper connection, this what I call emotional intimacy and relational intimacy. And what happens is our issues from our own families of origins are often coming up between the two. And so I help them solve all those. I really can. And I love it. It's my passion in this life.
Wonderful. Let me ask you this. One of the challenges that I think that most of us will go through is that of going through grief. Is this something that not only affects an individual, but really can affect an entire family? And are you able to accommodate full families when it comes to counseling?
Oh, absolutely. And grief is, as a grief counselor, I have a specialty in that. I'm certified with the Grief Recovery Institute. But my sister died at the age of 45. And as a therapist of 25 years, I was shocked how deep it hit me. So I talked to my own former therapist, and he had me get certified with the Grief Recovery Institute. And the beautiful part about this whole journey now, beginning with the tragic loss of my sister, is a lot of people's issues begin with unresolved loss and grief. people think grief is just about sad or about death, but it's so much more than that. Humans have like at least 40 different losses that they can experience. But the thing is, in this society, we don't teach people how to deal with loss. It's just to ignore it or stuff it in that proverbial shadow within, which is just a place in our own consciousness where we stuff things that we don't know how to deal with. And I have people coming in here and they're saying to me after they do, even just 4 to 6 weeks of grief work, that their lives are different because they've been able to heal these losses that they've been carrying like a shroud their whole life, and things completely turn around for them. So you know what? If I could only do one kind of counseling, it would probably be that, because that touches everything.
Interesting. So it covers everyone. Speaking of everyone, obviously when folks come through the doors here, it's probably imperative for you to provide a safe and supporting environment. Is that a big key in helping people really explore what they're going through?
Well, yes, that's a brilliant question on your part. I love that because it's true. If someone doesn't feel safe, they cannot begin to deal with any issues. And so that is the number one thing that I do, is to create a safe, emotionally supportive environment where they feel safe to begin to explore some deeper issues that they haven't really maybe ever been able to do.
I think we're born with an instinct as children to know or seek out being safe. I can picture an adult therapy, 2 adults in a room communicating back and forth, but with children it's different. I mean, share with me how you've had some success with really play therapy in children.
Oh yes, play therapy is wonderful. I wish adults could do it. But play therapy, first of all, play is the natural medium of expression for a child. So a trained play therapist, which I am, I have a lot of different toys and things that stimulate a child's excitement about playing, and lo and behold, they play out their issues. And with a trained play therapist, I can just be fully present to them and help them work stuff out. And the beautiful part about play therapy is a lot of times we may not even need to uncover the deepest issue or fear, because with the right therapist and in the right environment, they can play out their issues. I mean, it sounds sort of simple, but it's really wonderful. I love play therapy.
A magic tool, it sounds like,
It
quite
is.
honestly. One of the areas that you specialize in is something that a lot of folks maybe not be aware of, which is psychodrama. What is that, and how does that play out with adults?
Well, it's a wonderful medium of therapy for adults. And what happens is I lead psychodrama groups where, for example, if I had a client come in that was having trouble with their boss, and so in the group I would have someone represent their boss. But often, if you're having trouble with your boss, there's often someone behind that, like maybe another partner or a parent where you've developed certain issues, not feeling safe to communicate, or maybe if the boss is being authoritarian, not knowing what to do, so a child can become little. And in the medium of psychodrama, they can begin to interact how they want to with their boss, the representative of their boss. And it's a miracle. That's how I did my own healing work, through psychodrama.
So we're talking beyond talk therapy there.
Oh.
We're talking about truly engaging not only our emotions, but our full body, as well as even a spiritual level.
Oh, exactly. That's exactly it.
I love that. That is wonderful. It's got to be very powerful. Let me ask you, one of the areas that really fascinated me to want to reach out and interview you was the fact that what you do with equine-assisted therapy. Share with me what takes place there with a horse, I believe.
Oh, yes. Yes, we can call that equine-assisted psychotherapy, or else just horse-assisted therapy. Now, what's remarkable about horses is I like to call them relationship masters, because horses, they're actually a prey animal. And people think, oh, that means they're so afraid. What that really means is, like prey as opposed to predator. A wolf is a predator, a horse is a prey animal. But horses have learned how to be relational so they can be safe. And so in any group of horses, there might be a horse that's more the boss, but then there's the other horses that maybe pay attention to that boss horse. But they interact and they communicate in such a beautiful way. Horses, there's a book called Horses Never Lie. Wonderful part about that book is that it's true. If a horse is upset, they let their herd know, or they let the humans know. And so horses can pick up stuff. Some people think it's sort of woo-woo stuff around horses because I have clients will come out to the arena where my horse is, and they'll say, well, that horse just doesn't like me. And maybe because the horse is backing off, and I can say, well, how do you know that? And well, and it just brings up all the stuff inside that maybe another human being hadn't really let them know about. I mean, I could go on and on and on about that.
They have a way of communicating without speaking, it sounds like.
Oh, they do. Yes, they definitely do.
That is very neat. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is her website. First of all, on the website, you can take a look at many reviews, many people who have been helped through the years here in Denver. And basically, we're talking about a counselor who is there for not only individuals, but definitely for couples and even full families if need be. You can also take a look at the services she provides there. We've touched on a few of them here, but you can also check out each one. And obviously, you can set up a consultation, basically a phone call where you can actually talk with her and decide if she's a good fit for you, because obviously she wants to provide a safe and supporting environment for you, something that you feel very comfortable in. Let me ask you this. You really have kind of a unique approach because you're able to blend that of almost psychology with spirituality at the same time. Is that something that you enjoy doing?
Oh, yes, I do. And I'm glad you asked me that question because the way that I help people with spiritual issues is because helping them connect with their truest and authentic self. And some of us may call that our divine self, but it's more that true self, like there'll never be another you. And there'll never be another Ebony, and it's to connect with that authentic self. We get in touch with our dreams and our passions, and that's what we're supposed to do in this life, is to make these dreams come true. And I help people do that because I've had so many dreams come true in my life, and I've learned how to help others do that.
Wonderful. I mean, quite honestly, you've worked with many top experts in the relationship field. Obviously, is it kind of your way of giving back to be able to provide workshops for others so they can learn as well? Is that something you enjoy doing?
Oh, I love doing workshops. And you mentioned the top experts in the relationship field. I love doing the workshops because I have studied with several top names, John Gottman and Terry Real and Pia Melody and John Bradshaw and John Gray, all the Johns. But they have contributed so much to the relationship field, and they have come up with some really great techniques of helping people learn to communicate and heal the issues. And then I bring it all together, and then adding that spiritual piece of really helping them connect with the essence of who they are. But then in a relationship, there's also like an essence between them that can support them. Okay, so one way that I like to work with couples is because, like, when two people come together, they often see the greater aspect of that person that maybe someone else has not looked quite far enough to find. And so I often begin with that in couples therapy. And then we look at what is causing the problems and also using the strengths, though, that brought them together. And those strengths can then help them solve the problem.
That is interesting. You're definitely the relationship expert. What I think is kind of interesting is the fact that you can not only help them throughout their journey, but you can actually begin their journey as a wedding officiant if so desired. That's pretty neat.
Yes, that's right. And I love doing weddings.
Wonderful. Thanks, Suzanne. Viewers, last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see, again, their website. On the website, you can see the contact information right there. You can actually go on right there and actually download a report there she has on happiness. After all, she has been dedicated to your happiness, really here in Denver for 10 years, but 35 years she has loved this line of work, which enables her to really empower people and help them through their journey and make sure that they are becoming all they can be. Remember, that is heal your life, live your dream. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.